The email lands at 4:30 on a Friday afternoon. Board pack due. Risk log update requested. And your risk log has not been touched in 6 weeks. Before the vendor delay, before the scope change, before the 3 new risks your team flagged last Tuesday. None of that is in there yet. This is the risk log problem. Not that it exists, that keeping it current costs more time than most project managers have. And that is exactly what we are going to fix today. Why does the risk log fall behind? It is never laziness. It is always friction. The information that belongs in the risk log lives in 3 completely different places. Getting from any one of those sources to a formatted, prioritized, owned risk entry takes real work. Every single time. There is the identification step, there is the formatting step, there is the prioritization call, and there is the ownership question. 4 steps per risk. That is the problem AI can actually help with, starting with the part that takes the longest. Before we touch the prompt, let us be clear on what the risk log is actually doing. It is not a compliance checkbox. It is the thing your stakeholders use to make decisions about what needs escalating right now, which risks are being actively managed, who owns each one, what the mitigation plan is. When a director asks, this is the source they trust, or should trust if it is current. That is the only measure that matters. Is this log current enough to be trusted today? Because if it is not current, it is not a decision support tool. It is just a document that looks like one. Here is what you give the AI. 2 things, that is it. First, your raw notes from this week's calls. Messy is fine. Abbreviations, arrows, incomplete sentences, exactly as you wrote them. The AI reads intent. It does not need clean prose. It needs honest input. Second, your existing risk log. The current version, however out of date. You paste both into the prompt together. Without the existing log, the AI cannot tell which risks are genuinely new and which ones are already tracked. Give it both, every time. Here's the prompt. Watch it build. Role first. You are a senior project manager. Same principle as always. Telling the AI how to think changes the output dramatically. Then the instruction. Review the meeting notes and existing risk log. Identify all new risks not already in the log. Then the format requirement. For each risk, 1 clear sentence, likelihood, impact, owner role. And the last line. Propose a specific mitigation action. Not monitor, not review, a concrete next step. Those last 2 lines are the ones most people leave out. They're also the lines that separate a usable output from one you have to rewrite entirely. 1 pass, 3 new risk entries, formatted, prioritized, with mitigations. Look at the first entry. The firewall vendor risk, correctly identified as a second missed commitment with an escalation action attached. The ETL risk is linked to UAT. The downstream impact the AI inferred from your notes without being told. The critical CVE, severity matched. The AI assigned critical impact correctly based on the production server context in your notes. Now look at what still needs your judgment. Every owner is a role title, not a person. That is always true. The AI does not know your team. The March 14th deadline came from your notes. You need to verify it is still the agreed date. 2 minutes of review. Then it goes into the log. Before you send the log, there is one more pass that no prompt can do for you. Every project has risks that never make it into meeting notes. The risk your sponsor mentions in passing, but will not name directly. The pattern you noticed across 3 separate conversations that only make sense when you connect them. The team member who is a single point of failure. The dependency that is technically on track, but will not survive the next scope change. AI reads what you wrote. It cannot read what you knew, but did not say. That gap is not a limitation of the tool. It is the reason you are still the project manager. Your job after the AI pass is to ask, What is missing that only I know? Here is the entire workflow. 3 steps, under 5 minutes total. Step 1. Paste your raw notes and your existing risk log into ChatGPT or Copilot. 30 seconds to gather and paste. Step 2. Run the prompt. Roll, extract, format, specific mitigation required. Another 30 seconds while it processes. Step 3. Review. Names, dates, and the risks only you know are missing. 3 to 4 minutes if the log has 5 or 6 new items. Total, under 5 minutes for a formatted, prioritized, owned risk update. The old way took 40 minutes minimum. That is the trade. The risk log update is not a Friday afternoon emergency anymore. The project manager role has not changed. You still own the judgment, the relationships, the context no document can hold. What has changed is the admin layer underneath. The formatting, the structuring, the first draft. AI handles that now, and that matters. This week, try it once. Take your notes from your last project call. Paste them with your current risk log into ChatGPT or Copilot. Run the prompt from this video. Subscribe. Every week, one practical video that moves you forward. No fluff, no hype, just the things that actually help. See you in the next one.